Hey guys, DC here, and this is my review of Asphalt 8 Airborne Plus on the Apple Arcade for Apple TV. So the game is loading up here. We're on our load screen, and I never played the original one. So Asphalt 8 Airborne, it has been on iOS for quite some time. I never really get into many of the iOS only games, but now that it's on the Apple TV, Apple Arcade, now it's something that I'm going to be looking at. Now we do have the Siri remote here for the demonstration for the controller, or kind of the button layout for the controller. But like usual, I am using the SteelSeries Nimbus, so you can use your Nimbus for this game, even though they just kind of show you that kind of near the title screen, the Siri remote. I'm gonna pull open the controller menu here in just a moment, just because I was kind of concerned when I saw the Siri remote there, because at this point, anything that I play on the Apple TV with an Apple Arcade, I have to be able to use the SteelSeries Nimbus, and most of the games do work fine with the Series Nimbus, the newer games that are coming out. You have options with your camera view, which is really cool there, also with frame rate. So if you do experience some issues with frame rate, you can adjust it to, I think, 30 frames or 60 frames. And the Type A controller is what I'm going to be utilizing more than likely. And control sensitivity is at 50%. And auto accelerate is on. I'm not sure about that, but there is also the accelerate button, which is the trigger on your SteelSeries Nimbus. And Apple Arcade has started to bring us some more racing games. There's not many pure racing games on the Apple Arcade that I know of, but just a few weeks ago, you guys saw me review Dead Nation Racing, which is, really one of my favorite games out right now on the Apple Arcade. I really like that game, and you guys know I'm not a big racing fan. So for me to continue to play Dead Nation Racing, it just says a lot about that game. I've been playing it online, and also the career within that game. So I continue to play Dead Nation Racing, and it continues to kind of update the online aspect of it. So I've been racing people online. It's been good. So we are getting just into a tutorial here for Asphalt 8 Airborne Plus. And so we got sort of like this almost movie-like intro. Reminds me of Agent Intercept. So it looks like we are in what are we in here? Ferrari or Porsche? Oh yeah, Ferrari. Alright, so this game is kind of giving us a breakdown on the steering. I'm filling it out for the handling. So braking, hold B to slow down or stop. As I sort of kind of crash into the side here. Alright, let's see. This is fairly sensitive. Sort of the I would say the braking / sort of drifting mechanism here a little bit. Alright, now we have our nitro. If we press the A button of the Nimbus. So with this game, you can really feel the speed a lot more than like a Dead Nation Racing. I really feel the speed of the game a little bit more. Again, we have these nitros and everything like that. It feels like the car is moving a little bit faster, and it feels a little bit more sensitive, which may not be the best thing. Okay, and I can do a perfect nitro if I press A within that red sort of meter, which I just did. Within the red section of the yellow meter. Okay, so yeah, this game focuses a little bit more on the speed than like a Dead Nation Racing or like a what else do we have that I've reviewed. You guys saw my Sonic Racing review, which I'm not a fan of. Okay, and we can do a flat spin jump. So yeah, there's some trick elements also within here. So we have more of a sort of go big sort of approach to this racing game. So speed, and there looks to be some more options to do tricks. Okay, and I've gone through the tutorial, so that was pretty quick. So yeah, just kind of going through that really quickly. Definitely there is, and again, if you haven't played this before, again, this is my first time. I know it's been on iOS for a while, but there is definitely a huge emphasis on the speed. Again, obviously you can do tricks. There's the nitro element to kind of speed up your car. So this is much different, or fairly different, from like a Dead Nation Racing. Dead Nation Racing is not so much caught up on the speed. It's more so the explosions and kind of, you know, maneuvering around those. This has more of a speed element to it. When I was braking and everything like that and trying to drift, it is fairly sensitive. And again, I just have the controller at 50% sensitivity, so I did sort of feel that, which you know, it may just be something where I need to turn down the sensitivity on my controller, but it felt a little bit too sensitive to me, almost like a Mario, not Mario Kart. By the way, Mario Kart is kind of the racing game I was raised on, but it's so much like a Sonic Racing where it feels almost too sensitive, just at a default. So, you know, like a Dead Nation Racing, it feels just like properly calibrated at its default. And I don't think you can even modify the sensitivity like in a Dead Nation Racing. So it's just kind of defaulted, and it's actually perfect for my driving style. And again, I'm not a huge, you know, driving game fan, but there are certain, you know, driving games that are racing games rather that I enjoy. So now within this game we can get nitro starters. So this has this huge focus on the speed. You know, you have the NOS and everything like that you can acquire, put into your inventory. And I'm just doing the career mode here. I have my Dodge Dart. I think I changed the color to like an orange. And we're back in Nevada. But one thing about this game, the graphics are real strong. And again, I'm on my Apple TV HD. I will be upgrading probably to, you know, either first or second generation to record on. But this game looks good just at this level here, and I don't know if there is like a sort of a graphics sort of you know, modifier that you can have on this. I think the frame rate is at its highest, defaults at its highest rate, but this game looks really good. So that is one thing. There's more focus on the graphics and the style and the way the game looks here, as opposed to like your Dead Nation Racing. You know, we have the reflections. You know, kind of in that rear view. You know, it's definitely a lot more smoother applied graphics in this case. But just kind of feeling the handling and everything like that. You know, I prefer more of a you know, Dead Nation Racing. But this may actually come off as, this might sound weird or crazy, but it does feel a little bit more realistic as far as kind of the turning and kind of handling element. And again, there was a screen where you can kind of adjust that tuning, I think, potentially. Maybe a little bit more than a Dead Nation Racing as far as modifying the tuning in your car, but this does feel a little more lifelike, which again I don't prefer, to be honest with you. Again, that's maybe more for someone who's looking for a little bit more of a real life experience with kind of like a racing game. But obviously this game, you know, we have over-the-top sort of speed and tricks that you're doing with your car too. So I know it sounds weird to me saying more realism in the driving, but you know, the car just handles a little bit more at its default, a little more sensitive, more like a real car. And again, this is a comparison between this and like a Dead Nation Racing, Sonic Racing. But yeah, this game looks really smooth when you're comparing it to those two. This as the reflections and kind of the lighting and everything like that looks good. The tires, just oh, you can see that bird that just flew by. So this definitely puts more into the look of the game. But I feel like a Destination Racing, just kind of going through a couple races here, the gameplay it is not at the, I feel like for me again it is not the same level. Again, they are two separate types of games, but this has put a lot more into the graphics and look and potentially the feel of the game. But I think the gameplay on like a Destination Racing is actually a little bit more up my alley. But this is definitely a strong, well put together game. This sort of I guess update, if you want to call it that, for the Apple Arcade. They've started with a solid foundation as it is. I know this is a popular game on iOS, and again with this placement of Apple Arcade, they've done like a successful outing here. Now I know this game also has the motorcycles involved in it, so again this game is definitely about the speed and kind of that thrill a little bit more than like a Sonic Racing or like a Destination Racing. So I don't have enough credits to buy it, but yeah, the bikes are in this game, the cars in this game, the fast cars, the bikes. So that's what this game focuses on. If I had to choose one or the other, I'm going with Destination Racing. But these two games are definitely kind of up the same alley. There's a lot of sort of that I see in Destination Racing that may have been kind of pulled from this, since this is an older game that they've just kind of revamped. So that's pretty much my review. Check this game out. It definitely has a little bit more of a driver's sort of touch than a Destination Racing, so that may be kind of preferable for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, you can't win if you don't play.